All right. Hello there, dear YouTubers. My name is King1993, and today is another day of me trying to explain or re-explain the character which I have played in this game. Okay. So without further ado, let's get started. So the characters which I will be re-investigating is going to be Yvette. Now there is a reason behind that. In my previous video regarding this character which goes by the name Yvette, she was considered as a very low ranking character. Why did I made her a low ranking character? That was because I was unable to use these characters bear efficiently. So eventually I came to a point where I was able to talk to another Discord member on the Strinova server and talk to them on how to use EVT. So they basically gave me some idea, and these were the idea of not one people, several people, and eventually I used those idea. As a result, this character has gotten to a point that I am able to get MVP multiple times. But still, the thing is you are unable to control the bear 100% properly. So which is why I am saying that this is going to be a video where you will be able to understand how to use this character, and I'm not going to be putting this character in a lower ranking anymore. Let me give you an example. So this is the character where I have put EVT at level 1, sorry, level A rank, okay? Not S rank or double S rank, A rank. Why is that? Because before I put her in this rank here, okay? So I basically put her in this rank here or maybe even lower. Now after using this character multiple times in multiple different types of battle, I eventually came to realize there is a certain way to use this character. Okay, now let's start with the process. So obviously when it comes to this character's weapon, the first thing that you must need to know is which one you should be selecting. The one that you should be selecting is not ADS. Again, let me emphasize it properly. ADS is highly useful for sniper characters. Okay, so which is why you're gonna be using spread control. Then go with sprint speed, because not reload speed. Why? Because reload speed is actually gonna lower the reload rate by 1 second, which is not enough for me. And then there is magazine capacity and effective range. Now magazine capacity is gonna give this character 8 more bullets, and the range is gonna be effective by 3 more points. I would rather go with a magazine capacity. And before I used to say go for headshot. Now truth to be told, headshot is not very good idea. Rather you want to hit the enemy on the stringified damage mode, because majority of the time the enemy on higher level, not lower level, on higher level, they basically use their paper bending skill, which is why you would rather have this, okay, to get as much as damage as possible. After all of this has been selected, overall it is gonna be something like this. You will get a total score of 840 points of damage. So after all of this has been done, the question remains is how to use these characters Teddy. So there are actually 3 or 4 different ways to use this character Teddy. How is that? First of all, with default setting. So when it comes to just default setting, you can definitely use this character's active skill, which basically makes the if it is summon Faye, this teddy bear is called Faye, and Faye will basically turn any surface to ice, and while colliding with the enemies, okay, it will basically make them fly, and also at the same time the floor that has turned into ice will become slippery. Okay, so it has multiple properties, not one, but for some reason it is not written there properly. So let me show it to you. So I have selected this doll, and now I have entered this mode. How? By clicking on the Q button again. Okay, now normally this thing can do acrobatic, and this area that you see here, this area is a hidden zone area. This area is very useful only in any matches except the matches where you are going to be using this character for team deathmatch. Team deathmatch is the horrible place for this character to use this teddy bear in this manner. It is not a very good idea. So if you are in a team deathmatch, don't use this teddy bear to control the teddy bear. Okay, rather if it is escort mission or demolition mission, then only then use this character's teddy bear. Okay, so that's basically how it goes. Now after you have entered this place here, the thing that you might need to be following is, where is the enemy? Okay, the enemy is over there. After I have selected the enemy, make sure that you are basically standing in a place where no obstacles exist. Afterwards, as you run towards the enemy will fly up, and not only that, the area will turn to ice and the place will become slippery. And then after all of this is done, you can basically just keep the bear there and immediately return to these characters inside, and sorry, behind the character or behind the teddy bear. After getting behind the teddy bear, you must need to be following another precaution. And what is that? The thing is, when you basically use a teddy bear, you can also use it as a shield. So how can you use this character shield? The best way to use this character shield is to make sure that you are using the right shoulder point of view. So when you do right shoulder point of view, you will have to hit the enemy from the right shoulder. By doing so, what will happen is you will be able to see the enemy and shoot the enemy without enemy having a proper chance of hitting you back. So this is how technical it is in order to use this bear. Now this is one of the method. Another method I will be mentioning is is Faye explodes upon disappearing, slowing nearby enemies. So what will happen is, once you have selected one of these, okay, you do not even need to select this. I'm sorry about that. You can select anything in the escort mission. If you have the enough currency, that is, you do not need to select specifically this or that. So once you have selected any of your uh, awaken skill, then the first awaken skill is gonna be able to give the bear the ability to uh, explode. And upon exploding, what will happen is the enemy will automatically guess automatically will what should I call it, the floor will become icy and the enemies are gonna fall into those ice sliding over it. Okay, so this is automatic gonna be happening if you were to select this. Now afterwards, the question remains is, okay, what about these two? Now these two will function differently. This will be permanent if you select it, but there will be a difference between you will have to either choose between awaken 2 or awaken 3. So what happens in awaken 2? Faye throws snowball instead of charging. So let me activate this and let's see what happens. So 1 2 and another 1 3. Now if I were to use this bear again, you will see that this bear is gonna now do what the heck. Oh, is not gonna charge towards the enemy, rather it is gonna throw a ball. Now what would I say about this? I would say this is far better than just running towards it, because running towards the enemy is gonna cause this teddy bear to get damage, and it's not gonna be able to give you better control over this teddy bear. Why? Because if you get damaged, or if your teddy bear gets damaged, then how can you use this teddy bear as a shield? So within that context, I would say that awaken 2 is with awaken 1 is going to be a very good combination. Okay, but if you are the type to say, okay, I don't want to throw snowball, I want my teddy to attack the enemy normally, as the way it should have been worked as a AI type of feature teddy bear. I want it to work like that. Then you'll have to select awaken 3. The moment you have select awaken 3, what will happen is put the teddy bear there, and then it will automatically attack nearby enemies. Okay, the teddy bear will automatically attack the nearby enemies, turning the floor icy. And by doing so, what will happen is the floor will become icy, and then the enemy will have a hard time on running on the icy floor. And while the bear is attacking, what should I call it, automatically, you will also have enough chance to make your enemy confused on where you actually are. By doing that, you will be able to even get more kills. So that's basically how this character functions in terms of its teddy bear. So what is my favorite one? My favorite one is awaken 1 and awaken 3, but I would definitely go with awaken 3 instead of 1, because 3 is a lot more beneficial for me than Awaken 1 and 2. Now remember, you can select 1 and then you can select either 2 or 3, but not 2 and 3. Okay, so for me, I would select 1 and 3. This is my combination. Now, after all of this is done, the question remains is, okay, what is this character's ultimate? This character's ultimate is gonna create an area where it will basically make a larger sphere, and this sphere, whatever enemy are within this sphere, their overall movement will go down, their shooting capabilities are go down, everything is going to be going down for a certain period of time, and it will stay active as long as this barrier here, as you can see, stays active. Okay, now what about this character's passive? This character passive skill is when this character doesn't move for a certain period of time, let's say 1 second or maybe 2 seconds, it immediately turns invisible. This character immediately turns invisible, and this invisibility has the problem where I cannot use this invisibility properly in the what should I call it, team deathmatch. I cannot use it on 3 versus 3. I cannot use it properly because the range within those maps are so much close, stuck to each other, that enemy will eventually find me, so it becomes frustrating. So I don't try to control the bear in the 3 versus 3. I try to control the bear in demolition and in escort mission, because in those two missions, using the bear the way that I have shown you right now is going to be a lot more beneficial, and you will be able to hide a lot more better because the map is very long. But when it comes to, let's say, a 3 versus 3 match, the map is so much short that because of the shortness of the map, if you try to hide there, it is not going to be a very good outcome for you. Okay, so overall, this is the thing. Now, what about for the grenade? Obviously, for the grenade, because this character will be hiding majority of the time, using a smoke grenade on one place and hiding in another place is going to be a very good option. So let's say I am going to be hiding in this place, but I'm going to be using a smoke grenade in this area here. So it will basically do a little bit of confusion, and that's more than enough. And another thing you can do is to scout your enemy by using the teddy. Okay, so you can basically go and scout the enemy, and no need to collide with the enemy at the beginning, because what you need is reconnaissance as in the ability to look for information in the enemy zone. So that is what reconnaissance is, I guess. So this is basically how you should be using this character. Otherwise, if you do not use this character the way I am saying, majority of the time you will be putting this character in a low tier category. Now, why did I still not put this character, well, why did I still not put this character in S tier then? The reason behind that is, before you can even use this character's ability, you need to buy many of this stuff. Okay, you need to buy many of this stuff, and by the time you buy all of this stuff, you are basically halfway or near halfway to the game. So what is the best option for you in that case? In that case, this is basically how I would suggest that you try to get these characters materials. Okay, the first thing that you should be going for is this one. Okay, afterwards you should be uh, going for this spread control. Okay, after all of this is done, go for this magazine capacity. After you have gotten magazine capacity, immediately go for awaken 2. Okay, yeah, immediately you need to go for awaken 2, or you do not need this. Maybe it's okay, you need this, you definitely need spread control, otherwise your weapon is not going to be that much useful. So 1, 2, 3 and 4. After you have gotten all of these 4, then we go for this 5, which is gonna be this awaken 2. Once all of this is done, you can then select anything else. Those are not going to be that much beneficial as the one which I have stated out here. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Okay, so after all of this is done, this character is going to be very useful. Now this is the reason that, because you need to invest on this character at the beginning part, so much that by the end it will be basically half of the map has been cleared, either in escort mission or maybe in demolition mission. So that is the reason why I have put this character here in this place. Otherwise, if it were to be as strong as this one here, then I would definitely put it here. But a majority of the time, to get MVP using this character in the what should I call it, team deathmatch, was a little bit difficult. But now that I have gotten to a point that for me getting MVP using this character has gotten a lot more easier, but this still doesn't change the fact that the amount of resources that I need to use in order to make this character as beneficial as possible is still a lot more higher, which is why I have put this character in this A tier. Okay, now I at first thought that maybe EVT was this place. No, EVT goes here. Okay, you will definitely get MVP, but not that much often. And even if you were to get MVP, then the question remains is by the time that you are getting your MVP in the escort mission, half of the work has been done, either by the enemy or by your team. So this is the whole problem why I have put this character in this place here. Okay. So anyway, if you like this character's review, which I have did today in the way a professional player would do, you will be able to benefit even as a beginner. Okay, so this was meant to be a beginner's guide, and obviously I always try to go for the beginners because beginners need a lot more help in terms of using any character than any other players, because the beginners are eventually gonna become the top player in these games, and by learning the basics. So the more you learn about the basics of your character and test them on the training ground, or maybe let's say on these two area here, the more you will be able to understand how to use them. Okay, so if you like these characters re-review, then please give a like and subscribe and click the bell notification icons to get more of this type of topic on a regular basis. Thank you and see you again next time.